the Deerville Hills, a forested sanctuary lush with conifers and evergreen. This beautiful forest has enchanted many. But beneath the outer beauty lies a darkness. Between the years 2008 to 2019, a total of 83 women would share the same fate as the swallows who come here in the dead of winter. Like those swallows, Deerville Hills would be their final resting place. And why that is would trouble many to this day. This is the story of the Deerville Hills Killer. So right now, I'm getting ready for my trip to Deerville Hills. I was actually inspired to do this documentary after I saw this interview with Casey Mason. That's the mother of one of the victims of the Deerville Hills Killer. She was on 60 Minutes, and during the interview, she was just sobbing uncontrollably because her daughter was brutally murdered. And it got me thinking, someone should really make a movie about this. I think a lot of other people were thinking the same thing. That'd be really entertaining. And so that was our original plan. We were going to make a movie. But funny enough, Casey Mason's attorney actually sent us a cease and desist letter. Said, poured cold water on production. It's pretty disappointing. So we went with plan B. Decided to do a documentary. I actually found out that there are already 15 documentaries about the Deerville Hills Killer that's out there. A little disappointing to hear that, but I don't think any documentaries could be as in-depth as ours. I honestly believe that. What's this? Is that my mail? Are you okay? Documentary's been very hard on her. Are you okay? When I arrived in Deerville Hills, I immediately began to feel perplexed. How could such a quiet rural town like this have a history of over 200 homicides within the last 15 years, almost half of which were by the Deerville Hills Killer? I needed answers, and so I thought, what better way to get answers than to talk to the man who caught the Deerville Hills Killer himself, homicide detective Chuck Branson. I was originally going to meet Chuck at the police station, but luck have it, he was in the middle of an investigation for a possible missing person, so we met him on scene.
Wait, is that something right there? Wait, no, that's just a stick. Yeah, Deerville Hills Killer, that was a tough case. Yeah, I mean, every case is tough, but some are tougher than others. Like right now, we're looking for this woman in her 70s. She went missing a little while ago, and I mean, hopefully we find her, but at the same time, it's...
She's older.
Right, yeah, she's older.
Yeah.
But Deerville Hills Killer, I mean, all those victims, all girls in their 20s. That's a tougher pill to swallow.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah, that case took a lot out of my life, and it was hard to catch that son of a bitch. I'll tell you that.
So what was it about the Deerville Hills Killer that made the case so difficult?
Well, guy was very clever. He was always a step ahead of us, Once one girl went missing, we'd find a body, and by that time, another girl would go missing. It was like that. It was just cyclical, so. Yeah, he was a pain in the ass.
Were any of the missing women ever found alive?
No, they were all dead long before we found them, so. Oh shit, what time is it? Oh, god damn it. Shit.
What's going on?
It's been 48 hours since this woman's gone missing. Shit.
Why is that bad?
After 48 hours, the chance of finding them go down significantly. Search basically becomes pointless. Jerry, it's time to call it a day.
So, what do you guys do now?
I mean, it's been 48 hours. All we can do is hope for the best. All right, Jerry, let's wrap this up. Right now where we're standing, 53 women were found buried out in these woods, later to be discovered as the victims of the Deerville Hills Killer. Really eerie. Quarter-mile radius, all the women were found. Well, actually, when the police started discovering bodies, he started burying bodies over there, about 5 miles that way. Only 5 miles. Such a small area, so many bodies. What's really peculiar is we're really close to houses. It's actually a neighborhood right here. A lot of people living around here.
Let me start off by asking you, you're a resident of Deerville Hills, is that correct? Part-time resident. This is my vacation home. I'm here about 3 months out of the year. Okay, so how long have you been a part-time resident? Part-time resident, 16 years. 10 years, I've been on the board. So I'm curious to know, you've been living here for 16 years, and all these dead women were buried so close to your home, yet you never reported anything. Why is that? Yeah, well, it sounds like you need to go back to journalist school because you obviously didn't do your research. I did report someone. Okay, who did you report? Someone who I found to be very suspicious. So it's my understanding that you were arrested as a suspect. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And the one who made the call was Warren.
Warren, that's correct.
Okay, and that happened while you were visiting the neighborhood?
No, I live there.
Oh, you live there?
Yes, I live there.
Really? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Well, in that case, do you know why Warren called the police on you? After getting arrested, why was Randall eventually released?
Well, I'd first like to say for the record, Randall was only held in custody for 8 hours, okay? Now, that said, while he was in custody, we did have another girl go missing, so we put 2 and 2 together, figured that it was impossible that Randall was the Deerville Hills Killer. We released him.
I also heard that Randall had no prior criminal record.
Yes, that's correct.
Do you ever regret arresting Randall?
You know, no, we don't have regrets because at the time we were going off of what we considered to be a very credible lead. Actually, it was our most credible lead at the time. So, no, we were going off the information that we were given.
And that lead, that was Warren reporting suspicious activity?
Yes, that's correct. Warren was a very credible witness at the time.
Warren, why did you think it was necessary to call the police on Randall? Because he was outside making a racket at 9 p.m. I didn't know he was moving trash bins. For all I knew, he was dragging a body. And by the way, at the time, I wasn't even sure he lived there. So you weren't sure Randall lived there when he was moving his trash bins out to the curb for garbage day? I don't know. All I know is he was making a racket outside. I didn't know what it was. That's all I know. I see. Well, Warren, now that this is all over, do you have anything to say to Randall? Yeah, I do. And this goes for everyone. I want to tell everybody to not bring their trash bins out after 8 p.m. Otherwise, we have no idea what you're up to. We're going to assume you're up to no good. Did Warren ever apologize to you for calling the police?
No, I don't think so. Actually, you know what? His wife apologized to me. She brought me a casserole.
How was the casserole?
It was a little dry. Just a little bit.
I'm now back at the Airbnb. It's been a super exhausting day. We did talk to more neighbors after Warren, but no one could give us an answer as to why no one ever called the police. Randall did. He actually called 7 times to report a suspicious male in the neighborhood. Not really sure why that didn't lead to anything. Anyway, tomorrow we're going to talk to the brother of the Deerville Hills killer, find out his story. We're also going to talk to that homicide detective, find out actually how they caught the guy. So that'll be interesting. It's going to be a big day tomorrow. Right now I'm going to call my wife, tell her goodnight, and try to get some rest.
Thank you for calling. Please leave a message.
I don't know why she's not picking up. Okay, let's get started. Please state your name and tell us who you are.
My name is Dan Riley. I'm the brother of John Riley, the Deerville Hills killer.
Thank you, Dan. So, do you feel any responsibility for the murders?
I don't feel responsible. I didn't kill anyone.
Yeah, but your brother did.
Well, I'm not my brother, so
But he was your brother. Weren't you supposed to be watching over him?
I stopped speaking to my brother maybe 20 years ago, long before he did any of this. We've had no contact.
Well, why is that? Why no contact for all these years?
You know, my brother John has always been a troubled person. I tried many times to get him the help that he needs, and he never took me up on it. There just came a point where I couldn't be around him anymore.
Is it just me, or did he have an attitude?
No, he definitely did.
Yeah, took no accountability either.
Yeah.
Frustrating. I do like what he said, though, about John being troubled.
Oh, yeah?
When I talk to Chuck again, I'm going to ask him about the whole psychological aspect of all this, given his detective experience. I mean, after all, he had to get inside the mind of a killer in order to catch him, so.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, this should be interesting.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
I'm really glad you asked me this question. Serial killer profiling is a very interesting aspect of the job. Got to be good at it in order to do it, especially in the case of John Riley. I mean, we're talking about a highly intelligent individual. And as a detective, in order for me to figure him out, in order for me to get inside his mind, I needed to be as intelligent as he was. I mean, this might not mean much to you, but it does to me as a detective. I found out that John's dad died when he was young. Now, losing your dad, that's a sad thing. That can be frustrating, growing up without a father. And as a detective, I thought, hey, we might have something here. That frustration from losing your dad could have morphed into a murderous rampage. You see, those are the types of connections that we make as detectives. That's what separates us from the rest. Interesting. I did meet with John's brother, and the guy had a bit of an attitude, but didn't seem like a violent person. Okay, what's your point? Well, Dan's father died too, and he's not a killer. Ah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. There's a lot of different factors to consider, okay? A lot of different moving parts. I mean, for instance, we found porn on John's computer. And, that's a sexual element there. That goes to motivation. So a lot of different moving parts. Right, but you found that out after. What psychological evidence helped you catch him? Well, to be honest, in this case, we got really lucky. You see, on the day that John was caught, he actually got into a fight with this local by the name of Tim Barnes. Real burly guy. They fought over at the Red Tavern. It's this bar in town. Apparently, John was being really creepy towards the women at the bar, and Tim, being Tim, wasn't having any of that. So, two of them end up fighting, and during the scuffle, bloody glove actually slips out of John's pocket. When Tim sees that, it clicks. He realizes who John is. Killer, Deerville Hills. So, what happened? Well, Tim performed a citizen's arrest on John. And so you arrested John Riley at the tavern? No, we didn't even have to do that. Tim actually brought John over to the police station, which
was very convenient for us.
Okay, so it sounds like Tim was the one who caught the Deerville Hills killer.
Well, no, because Tim isn't a police officer. The police officers made the official arrest. We were the ones who caught John.
Should we wrap this up?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
We made the official arrest, just for the record.
I'm not gonna lie. That interview was pretty trash.
I agree.
I mean, at this point, probably would have been a better use of our time if we just interviewed Tim Barnes.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
By the way, did he ever get back to us?
Yeah, he did actually. He says he'll do the interview tomorrow.
Great. That's awesome.
Yeah, but he'll only agree to do it if we do the interview on his fishing boat. He said he doesn't want to sacrifice his fishing time.
Okay, what time does he want us to be there?
5 a.m. No? Okay,
No. No, I'm not doing that.
for sure.
God damn it. I feel like we're hitting a dead end.
Yeah, totally.
What now? Oh shit. It's a prison.
Oh, no way.
Hello? This is Jackson.
Hello, Jackson. This is Rhonda from Pelican Bay State Prison. I wanted to call you back because we spoke to John, and he's willing to do the interview tomorrow. Are you available at 3 p.m.?
3 p.m. sounds perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. And you're welcome. Also, please get here an hour early. That way we have enough time to go over safety protocol. Okay?
Of course. Of course.
Also, before I forget, John asked there be a stipulation for the interview.
Stipulation? What stipulation? Does he want money?
No, John relayed to me that he does not want money.
Okay, so what does he want?
John, thank you again for agreeing to this interview. It's honestly quite surreal to be meeting you face to face. I have so many questions to ask you. I guess I can start by describing a fact about the case.
Where is it?
Where is what? Oh, right. Yeah, the Taco Bell. Hey guys, can one of you grab his Taco Bell? Yeah, let's give him that. Great. So John, as I was saying, I've been invested in this case for a while now, and one of the things that surprises me most about this case is how many women were buried in such a small area of land. So my question to you is, how were you able to do that, John? How were you able to bury so many women in such a small area of land so frequently and not get caught? How'd you do that, John?
Well, I've always liked digging. I could dig really fast. So I guess I just did it really fast. Can I have another?
Yeah, sure, John. Guys, let's stop rolling. Yeah, let's get him situated first. Guys, what's going on? Are we rolling? Okay, good. John, in 2016, you started to bury the bodies of your victims 3 miles away from your original burial ground. So my next question is, how did you know that you had to change the location of your burial ground? And more importantly, how did you know that the police were looking for you? Now, take your time, John.
I didn't know the police were looking for me.
Oh, you didn't know the police were looking for you. Okay, then why, John, did you change your burial ground?
Well, when I moved, I wanted a closer digging spot. Because before I moved, I was really close to that hill. It was just a couple blocks away.
And when you say that hill, you're talking about the original burial ground. right?
Yeah, but when I moved, I was a lot farther from the hill.
Okay. So, John, from my understanding, it sounds like you wanted to live near the bodies. And I feel that maybe you wanted to live near the buried bodies because it made you feel like you were connected to your victims. Do you think that's accurate, John? Do you feel that you had to live near the bodies in order to feel connection? No?
No, I just hate driving. Can I have another?
Yeah, John. Guys, can we get him another?
Looks like he ate the last one.
You're kidding.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, man. Okay, John, unfortunately we don't have any more Taco Bell, but I only have a couple more questions, so let's just answer them, okay? Okay, John? John? Shit.
That was not good.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I mean, what do we even get out of that?
I'm not sure.
That's right, nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, come to think of it, all we did was buy him Taco Bell.
Oh, you're right.
Fuck!
Shit.
Fuck.
This sucks.
After my interview with John, I began to feel hopeless and started to question everything I had done for the last 2 weeks. And in my self-doubt, I asked myself, what was really the purpose of this documentary? What did I actually accomplish? However, the more I thought about it, the more I realized that maybe this documentary was never really about the Deerville Hills Killer. Maybe it was never really about Chuck, or Randall, or Warren, or that guy with an attitude. Maybe this documentary was about something much more important. Me. As in me realizing what was most important all along. My family. And so I decided it was time to go home. It was time to see my loving wife that I hold so dear. Sometimes life isn't about the journey, but about the destination.
Babe. Home. Babe. Where is she? Babe.
What's that?
It's a letter. For my wife.
Oh, shit.
Can you stop filming? Can you stop filming?